Yo, what is going on? You are now tuned into a high frequency, aka me the key, aka Keydemonium, bringing pandemonium to anybody who wants to stand in front of the podium. And check it out, today is the day before we hop on our flight to fly out to our first ever TCG card tournament. It's called Demon Rush, hosted by Mostar, one of these big YouTubers out here. He's poured his heart and soul into this card game, and I've been following it since he dropped news about it almost 2 years ago. It's our first time competing in a TCG card tournament, okay? Our first time having to take a connecting flight. It's going to be our first time flying this far out on the East Coast. It's going to be our first time doing it all solo dolo, by myself, rocking just me. In order to get myself in the best shape possible for this card tournament, not only are we going to study the tapes, okay? Not only are we going to get the practice sessions in, we're going to actually go to the oxygen chamber. We're going to put ourselves in the oxygen chamber, get the blood flowing, get the oxygen going, to every cell in the body. So that way we're thinking at optimum levels over here, okay? And then after the oxygen chamber, we're going to hit the chiropractor because we got to make sure we straighten out and we got good posture, We don't want to give away our poker face when we're sitting at the table. This is going to be a good trip, okay? This is going to be a good time. I'm coming in this motherfucker to make my name known, all right? Just so they all know. Alrighty, we made it to Baltimore, Maryland. The flight was A-OK somewhat. Probably 37 minutes longer than what it needed to be. And your boy's ass was cramping crazy.
Awesome.
Alrighty, can I just get your names real quick, starting with Helena? What was that?
Natalia.
Okay.
My name is Anastasia.
Okay. Where are you guys from?
We're from Ukraine.
Ukraine?
Yeah, we're actually sisters, so.
Okay. How long have you been cosplaying?
I would say beginners. It's how we just start. Yeah.
All right. And who are you rooting for to win the tournament?
How can you see? Everyone. I would say Holly, so just to be supportive.
Alrighty, perfect.
But the venue wasn't just filled with hot cosplayers and people ready to nerd out. It was filled with competition. People from all over, ready to prove themselves in the new Demon Rush trading card game. Myself included. So without further ado, let's hop into some front row seat gameplay. Alrighty, so we start off with the first match against Okami, who is a wholly veteran player, and my only advantage against him is the fact that he's never played against me. So I have surprise on my side. He starts it off with a Spirit Wolf, searching and thinning deck, typical holy style, using Sorin effect, drawing and ditching a Spirit Wolf, resurrecting a Spirit Wolf, typical holy stuff, just draw, search, whatever. It's nothing, because we're going to spend 3 Imperium, bring out a dagger, equip it to the rush, and now that my rush is pumped up, we're going to use them and attack into one of the wolves, and then we're going to draw off our dagger effect. So you'll see throughout this gameplay that the dagger ends up putting in work for me and giving me a massive advantage. I spend 2 Imperium there to bring out the skeleton just to protect my champion, and he's going to start his turn off with a Sorin effect, ditching off an ancient coin and drawing into an extra card, attempting to bring out the Church of Dominus, but we got to shut that down right away. Holy players with Church of Dominus is way too powerful of a play. He's going to pass turn after that. For the beginning of my second turn, I activate my second dagger. I only play 2 of them in the deck, so the fact that I already got them off rip and I didn't have to search for them is going to give me a massive advantage over my opponent. I'm drawing off both daggers here after destroying his Spirit Wolf, and then for the sake of damage, I am going to rally the Forge Master. Again, I already have my daggers in play, so I don't need to use this effect. I pump up one of my soldiers there and attack into him with the Skelly and the Forge Master for a total of 4 damage on my opponent. He starts with a Babel, and now that his Sorin is +3, he's going to take out my Skeleton Warrior, which is nothing. We can always bring him back. We're not even worried about it. Start off, Imperium goes to 10. First play on me. I'm going to spend 5 Imperium and bring out Zog the Fiendish, which was an unseen card. I might have been, truthfully, the only player playing that card for the tournament. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I had a lot of faith in him. I ended up attacking him, team attacking him with everything that I had with the pump. and he took a massive 10 damage there. He's going to start his turn off with bringing out the Spirit Wolf, which I'm looking at that with my daggers like I can't wait. He has enough attack power to get rid of my Forge Master. And then he attempts to resurrect a Spirit Wolf, activating his effect, resurrecting another one. He's trying to bring out the pack here, right? But I got something in the chamber for him. He team attacks into my Zog. I Chain of Destruction his Babel, bringing his wolves down to only 4 attack power, which is going to crash into my Zog, pop Zog's effect, and I'm going to get it off both wolves. Unfortunately, he hits me with the body obstruction, which was fortunate for him because my Zog would have boosted all the way up to 12 attack power or 12 strength, and he would have been an extremely difficult situation to try and get over. I start off my turn with attacking with the daggers. Again, another draw 2. That's already like my third of 2 draw cards right off the rip. I spend, 5 Imperium to bring out the Arcog as defense, and I still got 5 Imperium left over. I boost my Arcog, I attack into him, and I hit him for, 4 damage, I believe? Or no, 5 damage, sorry. Hit him for 5 damage there. He's going to start off his turn with a Sorin effect, ditching the Forgotten, grabbing the Spirit Wolf, and then activating Prayer Beads, which is an ideal holy turn right there. He's going to spend some Imperium to bring out another Babel, boosting his Sorin in order to avoid any extra damage he might be taking. But I start off my turn. I actually bump my Arcog up, and I team attack with everything, trying to finish this guy. He ends up bringing out the Sleeping Potion, sleeping my Arcog that had been pumped. So the only attacks that go through is my Hellenith and my Rush with daggers. So then he ends up taking 5 damage there, bringing him all the way down to 6 health left on his champion. He then asked to see Hellenith right here, which happened quite frequently during the tournament. I might have been the only one running that card as well. Because everybody I played it against wanted to see the card just to check her and see what she was doing. But he starts his turn off with Renee, the Spirit Maiden, which is also powered up by the Babel. He's going to spend another 2 Imperium to bring out a Spirit Wolf. And both of these guys are pretty beefy at the moment. He's going to use his Renee and attack, trying to get over my Hellenith because he sees the potential threat there. I'm going to pay to try and Exodus the Renee, so that way she doesn't have her broken ability, but unfortunately he's going to have a contradict in response to it, so Hellenith is going to have to fade there, but that's all he's able to do for the turn. Unable to get over my Arcog, so I draw, and I start the turn by attacking into Spirit Wolf with both daggers because, you know, we're trying to get as much draw power as possible. He is going to respond with the most broken card in the game, Divine Intervention. I was saying from the get-go, from the beginning of the tournament, before even running against anybody who was running that card, that card was going to be a problem. So I use Arcog and them to attack into his Renee. He attempts to use her ability to save her. I actually hit her with the Sleeping Potion, making her a little drowsy, and then she has to take that hit straight to the face, allowing me to draw both cards off my dagger, which is putting him in a tough spot because I have a ton of cards in hand, and he is down on his last bit of life. So he's activating Sorin effect, ditching coins, drawing into cards, still believing in his Spirit Wolf. They are powered up by the Babel, which is going to give him enough strength to try and get over my Arcog. I am scared here of the body obstruction, so I just use the Sleeping Potion. I have the cards to throw away. It's no problem. So I actually end up sleeping the Spirit Wolf. And then he's going to go ahead and bring out 2 more Spirit Wolves, which is going to be stronger, but I let him know, oh yeah, before you can even bring out that second one, I'm going to hit him with the body obstruction. I'm sure he was anxious to make the play, so it was kind of like he was moving quick, not giving me that 1 second to respond, but he allows me to respond to it. I get rid of those Spirit Wolves, which would have put me in a little bit more tougher predicament, only because, you know, I want that Arcog to stay on the field, protect my life of my champion. And so we're going to try and go for game here. I'm going to spend my 4 Imperium and bring out the Ghost, it is, I believe, and we're going to start attacking into some things. So we attack with the Ghost and Rush. I draw off both dagger effects. He reminds me of the malicious ghost effect. I say, oh, yeah, that's right. So I go to draw it, and he said, but before you activate the ghost effect, I'm going to body obstruct it. I said, okay. So then I let him know I saw the top card. Do you want me to put it at the bottom? He said, yeah, go ahead. I put that top card at the bottom, and then I end up rallying Zog the Fiendish once more to give me just enough strength to attack him for game. Then we head into our second game, which is against another evil player. Anxious to see what this guy is bringing. I start with one of my opening plays that actually a lot of people seen from me this tournament with the Forge Master, and I activate the Forge Master's ability to search for that dagger, and then I'm going to end up playing that dagger for my first turn, and that ends my turn with about 2 Imperium left, which is just enough for a contradict or a body obstruction or, you know, sleeping if I have it in hand. He's going to rally a ghost, 2 ghosts, in fact, which that's going to be a problem for me because he's going to be attacking into this. It's going to be too strong for me to pump and save him, and he's going to be able to draw off both of his ghost effects, giving him somewhat of the advantage. I start my turn with a a love potion, right? Love the love potion. He's going to contradict it. I'm going to contradict his contradict because I have plans, okay? Once you take a sip of the love potion, there are plans in store for your soldier, okay? Best believe it. So I'm going to use Rush and Ghost to attack into his Ghost, and then we're going to draw off both effects, off the Ghost effect and the Dagger effect, so that way we can even out the cards in hand. Unfortunately, having to use my contradict in order to stop his contradict was the play that I had to make, leaving me at low Imperium, so I had to pass off turn to him, where he brings out the Cemetery Hunter. I'm not too afraid of it, but then he starts laying down a couple more cards on me. He brings out the Citadel, and then he brings out Pervana, and I'm just like, okay, now we got a situation on our hands here. He's got 3 soldiers on the field, including his Rush. He's going to attack into me with everything. I'm going to pump my Rush to kind of deflect some of the damage, and then before he ends his turn, he's going to, I believe, activate Citadel here. Yes, activating Citadel, sacking off the Cemetery Hunter, drawing into a card, vanquishing the Cemetery Hunter. He's just got a good optimum play right here for this turn. And then he's going to spend 5 Imperium and bring out his Arcog, which is going to protect all of his soldiers. And then he uses Arcog to attack into me, hitting me for 2 of the damage because I am boosted. Before he's able to end his turn, I activate my Dark Cube from hand. I target his Malicious Ghost to bring out my own Ghost in order to get the draw power back up. Before he had ended his turn, he had actually rallied a bat towards the end of the turn. So we're going to, this is big plays right here. Big plays right here. So I bring out the Ghost. I attack with the Ghost. He attempts to deflect the attack. I use Body Obstruction from my hand to destroy the Arcog, which is going to allow me to get a replay, which shout out to Zay. He's the one who taught me all about that. I'm going to pump the Ghost and bring the Ghost up to 6 strength. And I'm going to use the Ghost to attack into his Pervana. And I believe he attempts to use the bat here to try and lessen my strength in order to stop this attack from going through. But I have a second Body Obstruction. I hit his bat with the Body Obstruction. I have no problem wasting it on it. I'm getting rid of his entire field here. The attack goes off. I take out the Pervana, and then I'm allowed to draw off of the Ghost. So my turn is still not over. I still got Imperium to spend. So I end up spending my own 5 Imperium to bring out Arcog. And then I'm going to a team attack with my Arcog, my Rush, and the Dagger into his Ghost because I have the strength to do so. And he's actually going to vanquish his Arcog, which is good for me because, hey, we get it up and out of the way early. He's going to start his turn with Bat, which, I mean, shout out to the Bat. I really wanted to run Bat. I couldn't make it work in my deck. I really like that card. I think it's underrated, but I think it has a lot of utility to it. He's going to use his Ghost and attempt to attack into my Ghost after pumping. And I believe he was team attacking with a Rush there. I'm not too 100% sure. But I hit the Arcog thinking, okay, he's only got 2 cards in hand. He ain't got nothing to stop this. So I attempt to negate the attack with my Arcog, and he hits me with a Body Obstruction. And I'm like, I was like, damn it. You see me flicking the cards right there because I'm like, I was not expecting him to have that for me. So now my Malicious Ghost is wide open. He's going to team attack with Rush, with Bat, with Urzen. And I'm like, okay, that's what, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage there, which is only one more. And I'm going to then activate Rush's ability to pump up my Ghost. And then he responds by decreasing my Ghost with his Bat ability or effect. So I say, okay, whatever. The attack goes through, and then he's going to, and right there in that little hiccup, he thought he was actually drawing off his Ghost effect, but I reminded him, you didn't even attack me with the team attack with Ghost effect. So yeah, I'm just hitting him with that reminder, like, yeah, you already got your attacks off. I start my turn off with doing some mental calculations here. You see me moving my fingers back and forth. I'm just trying to add up the right numbers because I'm trying to make me a big play here, because he does have Urzen out, and I don't want him to be able to draw off of that card. So I end up rallying Zog the Fiendish once more, proudly representing. He's like, what the hell is that card? Again, the only person running it. I end up bumping up my Zog and then team attacking with Rush. It ends up going off, so my Zog then gets pumped up by 3. I end up drawing off my Dagger effect, and I still got Imperium to play, but I believe I passed turn there. And yes, I passed turn. So then he draws card. He didn't draw the card he needed. He goes to Citadel, his Bat, and before he sacks him off to draw a card, he activates his effect, bringing my Zog back down to 6. He again doesn't draw the card he needs, and before he's able to end his turn, I hit another Dark Cube on him, targeting his Urzen to bring out my own Urzen, because I got plays in hand. So I start off my turn with a Love Potion. Again, if you take a sip of my Love Potion, just know there's plans in store for your soldier. So I activate Love Potion. He cannot respond to it. So I use both Urzens to attack into him, hit him for some damage. And then I actually let him know, like, hey, you're going to pump your Rush right there, right? Yeah. So he pumps his Rush to take a little less damage. Then I attempt to activate my Urzen's effect in order to sack off his own Urzen. He's going to hit me with a Body Obstruction. I contradict that. He comes back with Exodus, targeting my Urzen to try and negate its ability in the first place and try to fizzle out my effect. And I am going to be like, okay, well, now you force my hand. So now I spend 1 Imperium, activate the Amulet, and I actually end up sacrificing his Urzen because I refuse to let him get it back. And then I end up adding a spell, I believe it was Dark Cube, back to my hand. So with that play made, I go ahead and I team attack him. And he's like, you know what? I ain't got no answers. I'm going off a top deck. So he ends up scooping there and giving me the W. My 4th round was against Ish, who ended up going and winning the entire thing. And we had some discrepancies about the Imperium and how it was being spent. So we had to do a lot of playbacks that cut into a lot of time. That stopped me from winning a 2nd round. But in the 1st round, he completely steamrolled me. As you could see, he had a whole board, and I had to give him the W. Alrighty, talk to me. Top 8. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Top 8. Oh, geez. What are we thinking? What are we thinking over here being in the top 8? What are we worried about?
I'm just worried about getting dog shit cards, man.
Dog shit cards? Okay, mulligan hands?
Mulligan hands.
I played the best I could with the best that I had, and unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get me into the top 8, but it did give me the confidence I need in order to participate in the next tournament. But the real fun started when I got an invitation to Monstar's Place, where we were able to run some Commander version of the Demon Rush trading card game with over 8 different guys. Just a free-for-all, having fun. We had tacos, we played poker, we did the whole 9, and it was a great time. Everybody was talking about how they didn't want the night to end, how they just, wanted to keep this thing going, and when was going to be the next time that we were all going to get together and do it again. And to put the cherry on top of a great trip, I end up pulling one of the rarest cards in the game.
So we get Martin. We alternate week, so I'll have
Let's
go.
Let's see it! There we go! Yes! Second pack. I told you!
You said, need cold soup, Citadel, second pack.
Second pack cold soup. I said this one is cold soup, man.
Super high.
And I picked this. Holy shit.
Insane, man.
All in all, I had a great trip, and I met some great people along the way. All the guys from the Discord were very welcoming, very open, And honestly, we had the most amazing and phenomenal conversations. I had a great trip, great experience. I love the game. I can't wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to see how it grows. And I can't wait for the next tournament.